shake process that goes on in the morning for the wellness workshop. We're going to save that for the afternoon for the Fit Club today. So what we do also have is an outside greeter, somebody who's welcoming people in, telling them where to go for the registration. We're not going to have that today. And then there's also a sign-in table where they'll pay for their shake and their tea. They'll sign in, and if applicable, get a name tag, and then mix and mingle for a little bit. Those we're going to save for the afternoon so that we didn't have to do it twice, so just know that it's in the beginning. So these are live roles. We will need some volunteers. So who's going to be my chair crew and usher? Who's going to be our music DJ for the day? Ooh, I wonder. Timekeeper! Hey, me! Go for it, Mike. Yeah, baby! Alright, so we need 3 people to share their nutrition program results today. 3 people to share their impact story. Angela, you're speaking today. Somebody else. Yes! Good job. Yeah, baby. Alright, so here's a quick rundown, you guys. We're going to get started here right at 10:30, so there's some mix and mingle time for now. The chair crew is going to set up. If you've been selected to do any of the stations, get with one of the Cali crew people or myself, and we'll give you a little bit more instructions on that. So mix and mingle for a little bit, get to know some people here. We're going to go live with the event right at 10:30. You guys excited? Yeah! Alright, we're going to bring it real tight.
Thank you guys for coming. First of all, I want to recognize everybody, all the returning guests. Thank you for being here. You know, it's really important to keep coming back, learning all this new information you guys are learning. I also want to recognize brand new attendees. Can I see your hands if it's your first time to Wellness Workshop? Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. I know you're going to be impressed and Your time will be well spent here, just learning what we have to share with you about nutrition, fitness, impact, all the things that we're going to share with you tonight. So thank you for being here. What we're all about, guys, as a unit, we're impacting our communities. We're about healthy, active lifestyle. We go with the philosophy of 80, 20, 100, 80% nutrition, 20% activity, 100% mindset. Dave's going to talk a little bit more about that. But first, let me just tell you who I am. First of all, my name is Nathan McComb.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So, you know, the reason why I'm here is because I got really jacked up excited about my results. I was able to gain 23 pounds of muscle after years of not being able to gain any weight. Do I have anybody in the room that can identify with that, not being able to gain muscle? Okay, like in the past, maybe before you got on these products, or maybe if you haven't tried a nutrition plan yourself yet, you might be in that space where you haven't been able to put on muscle like you want. I was 135 pounds graduating high school, stayed basically at 145 even 10 years after graduation, and I could not put on muscle. And I didn't realize that it was because the quality of the nutrition that I was taking in was so poor. Even though I thought on the stats, on the nutrition facts, it looked good, it wasn't quality that my body could actually absorb. So once I got my nutrition dialed in, 23 pounds up really quickly, I was able to get the physique that I was actually happy about, actually feeling good about, and for the first time in my life, I actually felt good about the way that I looked. So that's why I was here, decided to impact people. We'll talk more about that later.
Right, so give it up for Nathan, guys.
First of all, you know, before I pass it over, Dave, man, this guy, first of all, just unbelievable guy, incredible results, which he's going to tell you about. But I'm so impressed by who this guy is, how he's been impacting his community, the amount of people that even reference him as, you know, something that they heard him say, something that they heard, you know, him do or saw him do. He's obviously having way more influence than I bet you he even believes. So first of all, you just really want to pay close attention to this guy, and I'm excited to hear his story again too. So, Dave Gallagher.
Again, just to edify Nathan, guys, he's been a huge inspiration to me too. So I'm so excited and honored to be up here with him. So for me, guys, my name is Dave Gallagher. I've been a coach on the team for 22 months. And before Herbalife, I was a college athlete. I was playing Division I baseball, and my body was not reflecting the work I was putting into the gym. And I'm sure some of you guys have been there. Hopefully, since you guys got started on your plan, you're not there anymore, but I'm sure you guys see it. I was putting in countless hours in the gym, early workouts, late workouts, and my body didn't look like it. And I was extremely frustrated, taking all kinds of different products, trying to find something that would work. But my health coach, Anthony, actually took me out of the products based on his results. So that's a clue card there, guys. When you get a result, anything's possible. And I said, okay, man, I'll give this a shot, because I trusted him, and I knew that he wouldn't steer me wrong. So since being on the products, I lost 30 pounds of fat, put on 28 pounds of muscle, totally transformed my physique, and that it transformed my life also. So it's so much more than just a product result. It's how it makes you feel. Right? It's the fact that you can look in the mirror, and I try not to look in the mirror too much, but I'm sure you guys all do it, right? You walk past and you're like, oh, who is that? Right? So that's for me, guys. And for me, it was a really good feeling. It's not an ego thing. It's just like, wow, I found something that works. I eliminated the guesswork, and I know that if every single day I stick to the nutrition plan I was put on, I'm going to get incredible results. So for me, guys, what you guys are going to get here today in this wellness workshop is 3 main sections. The first one's going to be nutrition and fitness. Okay, and I want you guys to realize that this isn't, it's open for everybody, right? So you guys are going to get stuff outside of just the Herbalife products, right? Like Nathan said, 80% nutrition, 20% fitness. We choose to partner with Herbalife because they're the #1 nutrition company in the world. But you guys are going to get stuff outside of that, stuff that you guys can use to take your results next level. You guys are going to get a coaching section. So absolutely incredible, and again, applicable outside of Herbalife. Obviously, if you're a health coach and you're looking to build a business, it's going to be incredible. But it's things for, you know, mom and dad. If you're in a partnership, if you're in a relationship, that kind of stuff, those sort of things you can bring to all avenues of your life. And then the last thing is going to be a mindset section. So we said 80% nutrition, 20% fitness, and it all comes together with 100% mindset. And that's going to be absolutely incredible. So all I want to do now, guys, is really get you guys present to the opportunity that we have. And I'm going to bring up the first speakers to start our section. And it's absolutely amazing the honor I have to bring these people up. They're very near and dear to my heart. So For our nutrition and fitness section, we're going to be focusing on weight loss and building muscle. So I'm sure a lot of people here, if you're not in that mindset or in that journey, you know somebody who is a client or a friend. And for me, I get to bring up Coach JJ Mikowski to talk about muscle building, and the guy's an absolutely incredible person. I'm sure you guys know who he is. His physique has completely transformed. Like I'm sure a lot of the Cleveland guys knows when we used to eat Swenson's all the time and all that kind of stuff we used to do. But now his body's transformed, his life is transformed, and obviously his business. And also I get to bring up Coach Angela Kaufman. And again, someone extremely important to me, and her weight loss journey has been absolutely incredible. So I honestly couldn't think of better people to bring up to share with you guys how to build muscle and how to continue your weight loss journey or help someone continue theirs. So if we don't have anything else, I'd like to bring up, I want you guys to get super hyped for Coach JJ Mikowski and Coach
so much. I just want to acknowledge you guys for being here. Give it up for yourselves. So, my name is Jay Mikowski, you guys. I'm super excited to be here today to talk to you guys about nutrition and fitness. But first, let me acknowledge my co-host with me. She's actually the reason I'm here today, and I'm super, super grateful for the opportunity to be up here with her today because we haven't really had too many opportunities to be together in a setting like this, and just who she is as a person. So, some of you guys, maybe, do we have any teachers in the room? Any teachers? Do we have any moms in the room? Moms in the room? Very cool. So Angela is both a full-time teacher and a single mother of 2. And so I really want to acknowledge her for her contribution to who she is for her children, who she is for her children in the classroom, and then who she is for all of us as a community. So I'm super excited to hear what she has to say to you guys. She has an incredible weight loss journey. And so I want to hand it over to my co-host, Angela Kaufman. Give it up for Angela.
So you guys, I'm just going to start by saying I'm super excited to be here today. I just feel this is a huge opportunity for me and a privilege to be able to share some things in terms of nutrition, health, and weight loss that I find really valuable and dear to my heart. So I hope that you take a lot of notes and that you get from it something powerful for yourself and for others to impact. So I'm really excited to get started. Who's ready to get started? Me! Okay, so get ready to take notes. So the first thing I'm going to do, well, let me tell you my story. Okay. So I found the community about 3 years ago through a weight loss challenge, just over 3 years ago. Like Jay said, I'm a full-time teacher. And at the time that I found this opportunity, I was extremely tired all of the time. So I thought that was because of teaching, right? It's pretty stressful, and I'm a mom and a whole bit. So a lot of times I drive home after school and I literally hold my own eyelids open and just was drained all the time, taking naps like crazy. So I saw an ad in the newspaper to join a weight loss challenge in nutrition class. And nutrition has always been one of my passions, so it also said challenge, and I'm pretty competitive. So I was like, okay, sign me up. Join the challenge. In 10 weeks, you guys, I lost my first 25 pounds, added 10 pounds of lean muscle, but the best part that really got me was within 1 week, I didn't need a daily nap. I wasn't holding my eyelids open as I drove home, and I just found that I was a much happier person. So inside the classroom, with my kids, I was more present to what they had going on in life. So that's what sold me into, hey, I want to make a major impact in others doing this as well. So that's where my journey began. So far, I've lost over 40 pounds of body fat. I've maintained a 15-pound addition of lean muscle, which I was not doing before finding Herbalife. So, super committed, all right? Now, when I was asked to deliver something to you guys today, I had kind of 2 roads to go. So I could pick a topic that I was really passionate about, right? Or I could just touch base on weight loss. So I'm going to combine a little bit. And I'm going to share with you some information on a topic that I feel is neglected, like as we think of our own bodies, but also as we are impacting others. And this topic is really important because if you really don't put your focus on it, then pretty much nothing else matters. So as we're sitting here in the seats today, our mindset is, okay, nutrition, taking our bodies to level 10, shedding body fat and gaining muscle and all of that bit, right? But there's other things to consider. So today I'm going to talk about weight loss, the 80%, the nutrition, the 20% fitness, and the 100% mindset. This is our overarching theme today. So you're going to hear all the speakers kind of keep coming back to that. All right, so just keep your eyes on that. So I'm going to be talking about that. But inside of that, I want to draw your attention to heart health. So this topic is very important to me as I got going in my weight loss challenge over the age of 30. Not only did I want to lose weight, but I was super present the fact that my own father passed away when he was 29, I was 6, because of a heart attack, right? So I have 2 kids, and so I knew that being in the weight loss challenge, being in the fit clubs, etc., was much more than just changing my physique. It was about adopting a lifestyle that would ensure that I had longevity, right? And things that I wanted to accomplish in life. So heart health is a focus and a major byproduct of us just using good nutrition, supplementing for the things that we can't get on a daily basis, and moving the body. All right, so let's get this thing started. I'm going to bring you guys really present to focusing on this wonderful thing you have, your heart. So the first thing, I'm going to pass out some tennis balls, and these are not to be a distraction. So as they're going around the room, and if I give you one, just hold it for now. As I give you this, it's not a distraction, but it's going to get you super, super present to the value of focusing on this topic, okay? All right, there you go. Now the people that I'm giving the tennis ball to, at some point you're going to be passing this around the room. And then when they make their way all the way to the back, if I could just ask you guys to hold on to them until Jay and I are finished, and then I'll collect them. Here you go. All right. There you go. Okay, so those of you that have the tennis ball, what I want you to do, just with your dominant hand, go ahead and squeeze it as hard as you can, okay? But as you're squeezing it, I want you to pay attention to like literally how much force it takes to make that tennis ball dent even a little bit, okay? And then I want you to hold on to that feeling, like in your mind, as I finish talking, okay? And then once you guys are done, pass the ball. You guys know what to do when you get it, and then we'll just keep moving it back, okay? So while that's happening, I'm going to keep talking. So the next thing I want to do, and so get your pens ready for this, is I'm going to share some information that I think will raise your level of thought on this topic. And I like to go through this like with people that I'm impacting about heart health, because one thing I know for sure is in a weight loss journey, sometimes there's a struggle and sometimes people want to quit and give up, right? And sometimes they want to quit on their nutrition program because maybe they don't see results as fast as they want to, right? So I like to talk about the heart and the value of this straight away, because if nothing else, you want to lead a healthy, active lifestyle, and you want to have good nutrition and good supplements to take care of this, even if you're not seeing your physique results straight away, all right? So if we don't do that, there's a possibility that that thing's not going to work for us, and if it's not working, guess what? Nothing else matters, right? Like I said in the beginning. So I'm going to turn this around, and I've got some shocking statistics that I'm going to go over, okay? So the first one is, so write this down, because these are some basic things but powerful that you can relate to people that you're trying to impact. So the first one is that heart disease is the #1 killer for both men and women now. It used to be just women. Men and women in the United States. But get this, in 2020, they are predicting that it will be the #1 killer in the whole United States, right? So as we get going here, you guys, we're gonna bring back the 80-20 and how it applies to this. So just stay with me. 1/3 of women, right, are going to, it's at this current time, and to continue, will die of heart disease. So when I look around this room, okay, and think about like 1/3 of you guys not being here, that's not a very great feeling. But that is the statistic, okay? And indicators are saying that it's because lack of nutrition, lack of supplementation, lack of moving the body. So we need all three of those things, okay? Look at this last one, you guys. Think of September 11th. It's coming up, right? Huge tragedy, not a great day. Every single day, the amount of people that die because of heart disease is like a September 11th tragedy. Every day, 365 days a year, right? So by hearing that, just to get started, okay, it brings an awareness to your mind, oh my gosh, like the way that I eat and the way that I move my body, you can put this down, is not just to look good in a bathing suit. Yes, we want to shed fat. We want the muscles and like that. But there's a more important issue, so everything affects this, okay? Are we good? Where are those tennis balls? Okay, awesome. So next, I would like you to take down just a couple facts about the heart. So we're going to build off the shocking facts, and then I'm going to share with you exactly how hard your heart is working right now as you sit in these seats doing nothing, okay? So the first thing I would like you to put is the number 100,000, okay? So write this down. In your body, you have over 100,000 arteries, veins, and capillaries all over the place. So your heart has to work really hard every time it contracts to get that blood throughout your entire circulation system, right? The blood is pushed through capillaries, veins, and arteries from the size of a garden hose all the way down to the size of your hair, right? So it's always working really hard. Write this number down. 12,000. In one single day, your heart pumps enough blood to travel 12,000 miles, which is 4 times across the U.S. and back. 4 times, right? So you guys are still sitting here, your heart's still working, it's what's keeping us alive. Now get this, this is where the weight loss comes in. For every pound of fat that you add to your body, it takes 1 more mile of circulation system to support that pound. 1 more mile. That means your heart has to work even harder, right? Now, since those tennis balls have made their way all around the room, think back on how hard it was to squeeze it and get it to contract. Does everybody got that? That is how hard your heart squeezes every single time as you're sitting here, as you're working out and whatnot. So the point is, we hear the statistics, we got a basic understanding of how hard the heart works. Focusing on the nutrition and moving the body and supplementation is going to make it easier for your heart to do its job, right? So outside of the physique, knowing the why, beyond looking good in the bathing suit, but for vital to be alive. Having that mindset, right, so we're talking about 100% mindset, having that mindset that, oh my gosh, even if I don't get my results straight away, like, I need to keep doing these things. So as I relay this to clients that I'm working with, it helps them to stay in the game, to keep taking that step, to have the mindset that they're taking care of their home basically, okay? So I'm gonna take 30 more seconds, and I'm gonna end with just a few things I want you to jot down. So how can you take care of your heart? So number 1, just write this down, and I'll say it loud for you guys in the back. Step up. That's all you have to write. Step up. Number 2, eat like a winner. 3, rest and recharge. 4, supplement. Okay, and these are all things that I'm giving you. I'm just going to give you 4. These are 4 things I'm giving you that you can find in anything that you research, but these are the top things. Step up means 20%. Do the work. Okay, exercise that heart. Okay, by doing that, you're going to shed weight anyway, and you're going to build muscle like you want to. Number 3, eat like a winner. That's your proteins, your waters, the colorful vegetables and fruits for the antioxidants. Okay, so eat like a winner. Don't skip meals, right? Number 3, rest and recharge. Get the sleep that you need. It helps with your weight loss, and it helps with your heart. So this is the time that you regenerate. So those of you that are grinders out there, you know, they get the 2 and 3 hours. That's great. You're working really hard. But for longevity purposes, it may come back to affect you in a way, right? So think about that. 4, supplement. There's no way through our dietary what's provided to us and our choices every single day that we're going to get what we need to take care of our bodies. So we must supplement. So with Herbalife, we choose Herbalife because it just so happens to be the #1 company for supplementation. That's why we choose it, right? But the point is you need to supplement, so why not choose the best? Right? I'm not going to go into it because I am out of time, you guys, but if you don't know much about the core complex, I would suggest getting your catalog out, going through it, because as you see the benefits inside this box, it touches base on a lot of things that we need to do to keep our heart healthy, okay? So investigate this. If you're not already using it, read up on it, get with your coach, and start implementing this, okay? So with that being said, okay, we got our mindset straight, right? Nutrition, supplementation, the whole thing. I can't think of anyone better to bring up than my good friend Jay. He's got phenomenal results, okay? He's going to take a little bit of different spin with his time. You're going to get great stuff, so keep those pens out. And I'm super excited to be here with him, not only because, well, you know the deal, but because I admire him, his passion for helping other people and the way that he delivers his information lands very powerfully. So I know that you're going to get awesome stuff for not only yourself, but then to impact other people outside the store. So with that being said, Jay,
Thank
take
you.
it away.
Give it up for I actually use the core complex, and I just turned 25 years old. So don't think it's like for your dad or for whoever, Gen H or younger people. I use it as well, so might as well get started early, right? Yep. So for me, you guys, I got started on the products after I was a 4-year college athlete, and I was doing personal training, but I wasn't happy with my results. So I found the Herbalife products, and with the Herbalife products, along with a well-balanced diet and healthy, active lifestyle, just sweat. Just do something every day that makes you sweat, that you love, that's fun for you. And by doing that, I was able to drop 15 pounds of fat while gaining 12 pounds of muscle in my first 2 months. And so my topic for you guys is gaining muscle. But what was incredible for me and what ignited my passion for living a healthy, active lifestyle is that I never was able to lose fat while gaining muscle. That never happened for me, guys. And I was doing supplements from freshman year of high school all the way through college. Okay, but one thing that I'm going to explain to you guys for gaining muscle is that through high school I wasn't really working out how I needed to. And in college is when I got serious with that. So I did put on muscle, but I still had like a little inner tube around my waist. And it was because it wasn't high protein, low calorie. It was high protein, high calorie, high all this other stuff that I don't know what was in our products, but I'm not going to get into that. But with gaining muscle, we're going to talk to you guys about the importance of how we need to and we get to do some type of resistance training. But who out there, at least for me, you guys, I walked in and Angela got me set up with my wellness profile, and I said, I was one of the guys that was like, muscle, 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 muscle. But I had 30 pounds of excess fat to lose. So what I would empower you guys is that if that's you, if you're not at your ideal body right now, I would focus first on the weight loss and toning up and then getting to where you can start seeing some tone in your stomach, and then you're ready to gain muscle, okay? But what I can tell you is, like me, you might just be on your weight loss journey and gain muscle at the same time, just because the way our nutrition plans are set up, it's set up for you to do both of those things, okay? So is everyone clear on that? Yes. Okay, great. So first things first with gaining muscle, first of all, like I said, lose the fat first. But we're going to talk about cheat meal real quick too. So sometimes I hear people like, I'm having my cheat meal. Like, yeah. No, that's great. But what I can tell you is, like, for the guys that I set up on programs who are super serious, who are like, Jay, like, I want your transformation right now. Well, I don't recommend having a cheat meal for them until they're at or below 15% body fat for men. Okay, for women, it might be between 20 or 30. But listen, if you're cool with like having a 6-month transformation that you could have maybe done in 4 if you like ate perfectly every day, listen, who cares? Like, enjoy your food, have a good time. It's just based on the level of commitment that you want to have. But like, don't like come to me. This is what I tell my clients. If you want to be super serious, I'm not gonna have you do a cheat meal all the time. But on cheat meals, you can have one cheat meal, you know, one meal throughout the week, and then you're good. Okay, this is for gaining muscle. This is like if you want to get super serious. Again, if you don't want to get super serious, you don't have to do that. Okay, so that's what the cheat meal thing. And then if you're under 8% body fat for men, women if you're like under 20, maybe have 2 cheat meals a week. You know, like think about what you're doing, but maybe have 2 cheat meals a week if you want. Because what happens, you guys, is once you break the mold and once you break the clay, you can move it around and do it however you want to. So once you're like really lean, if you're on the treadmill and you're really lean now, you're burning like 2 times the calories of someone who is a little higher percent body fat. That's why, for me, I want my clients to get as lean as possible so then they can do whatever they want. You know, you don't have to feel bad if you're trying to get to a certain physique. If you grab a donut, your body just burned it really quick. But I can tell you guys, for me, like, listen, I understand my clients' struggles because I've been there. Like, I was at, you know, 20-something% body fat when I started. But I just wanted to get to my leanness as soon as possible. So that's what I have for you guys on cheat meals. But protein really quick. If you want to gain muscle, I recommend 1 to 1.75 grams of protein per body weight. So you guys can figure it out for yourselves. But with the protein, we're talking lean protein. Like, I'm getting 99% fat-free chicken, and I'm still, well, I'm not, but the guy who makes my meals and preps my meals is still cutting off a little bit of fat. Okay, I would have been out of the tiger if I told you guys I was doing it, because I'm not. But my guy who does my meals is cutting off a little piece of fat on the 99% fat-free chicken. Okay, so the leanest protein you guys can get. And what's incredible, if you talk to the person who invited you here, we have some of the leanest, most high-quality protein you can possibly find. Okay, so 6 to 7 nutrient-timed meals a day. So every 2.5 to 3 hours a day. You guys are going to be traveling with Tupperware maybe. You guys are going to be doing all that stuff. Everyone else out there is going to think you're crazy, but they're going to think you're amazing in 90 days from now when you have the results they want. I promise you. So don't feel bad about that. So nutrient-timed meals. And again, those are focused on protein. The greens and the colors come after that, and then maybe some complex carbs like some chocolate rice cakes, some caramel rice cakes that still taste good. Maybe throw a little bit of peanut butter on there if you like want some taste. But I'm telling you guys can get through it. It's just finding healthy choices. Okay, and then in time when you have those dirty choices, it doesn't feel good like after you eat it. You're like, how did I used to live on this? Because I used to live on McDonald's after my football practices and Taco Bell and all of that stuff. And I don't know how I lived like that, because now if I even touch it, I feel like junk. Okay? And now I feel incredible because I'm eating incredible. I feel high quality because I'm eating high quality and I'm absorbing high quality. So next we're going to talk about fitness really quick. And so with fitness, you know, a lot of other places I heard, like, you can't cut, you can't bulk at the same time. Well, what I can tell you guys, like I just said, I cut and I put on muscle at the same time, which is really cool. But we're going to talk about lifting, because you can't really, you guys, gain muscle without putting pressure on the muscle. But with weightlifting, like, I don't want to see you guys in there, like, bench pressing, like, like that doesn't work, because you're not even letting your muscle work. Okay? You're not letting your muscle work. So what we want to do is, like if we're doing a bench press, we want 4 seconds down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Breathe out on the way out. Okay? Squat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So that's giving you guys time for your muscles to form. Ladies, listen, if you don't want to look like the Hulk, no problem. But you want like your nice toned glutes, you want like a nice toned like arms, whatever, let your muscles catch up. Because what I can tell you guys is, by building that muscle, you're going to lose the fat and you're actually going to be smaller than you probably are right now. That's how it was for me. Went into my pants that I was wearing in the summer, nothing fit me, but I weighed more. Like, you can ask the guys in the gym, any muscle guys in here, like if you're in the gym, people might come up to you and they're gonna guess that you're 20 pounds heavier than you are because your muscle is so just strong. But you're actually wearing smaller clothes and thinner clothes and whatever. Okay? So just thinking about that with the lifting. With cardio really quick, I recommend anybody who's trying to gain muscle, 3 to 4 days of cardio, but it's just 30 minutes on the treadmill or sprints outside. But what I recommend is 2 minutes of sprinting and then like a minute of jogging or walking. Or if you're just getting started, like this is what I was doing when I just got started, I would do 1 minute of sprinting, 30 seconds of walking or jogging. Just 30 minutes. That's what's cool. You don't have to be on the treadmill for an hour. And then after that, what's important is what we're eating, right? So I'm going to talk to you guys about carbs real quick. Sometimes people are like, I don't want carbs, I don't want carbs, I don't want carbs, I don't want carbs. Carbs are important because if you're getting carbs in you right after your lifting session, let's just say, when you're getting carbs in you after your lifting session, then you're feeding your muscle, you're not losing your muscle. If you're not feeding your muscle, you just fried your muscle, you guys, it's starving for something. We want to give it the carbs, the proteins, everything, so this way, and the sugars and all of that stuff, the simple carbs, so this way our body uses it real quick, restores the glycogen in our muscles, and then we're ready to recover to go at it again. Okay, next thing I want to talk to you guys about real quick, and I know I'm going fast, but I just want to give you guys all of this, is one of the best things that I found was one of our products called Rebuild Strength, because it has the perfect amount of sugars and carbs and a bunch of proteins and amino acids to help us recover quickly, get in us what our body needs, the nutrients and stuff like that. Because I can tell you guys, sometimes people after their hard workouts, they're like, man, I feel wrecked. And that's because their body isn't getting what they need to recover, so they're actually, you guys, going backwards, not progressing. You know, I hate to see people leave the gym and they don't have anything to drink or eat or anything, because they really are kind of just wasting their time. They're trying though. Like some of you guys may be really trying, but you just don't have the plan. You guys get the plan here, which is really cool. Last thing I have for you guys is with the rest periods. Sometimes if people like really want to get fit really fast, they'll be like some of the girls on our team. They'll be like, okay, I'm gonna squat today. All right, what are you guys doing today? Squat. Okay, Wednesday, what are you guys doing today? Squatting. Like, we really want our bodies to rest because we break down the muscle to build the muscle. So we're breaking down the muscle and then we're getting all the nutrients we need. We're getting our 6 to 8 hours of sleep. So listen, you can make time for that. Just quit spending so much time on social media and watching the Stupid Box. That's just what I tell my clients, okay? So I'm just being raw and authentic with you guys. The Stupid Box is TV, and it's probably bad news and whatever. I don't watch TV, so I have time for 6 to 8 hours of sleep and 2 workouts a day. And for work, and to see my little brother and all that other stuff, okay? So just thinking about that, you guys, getting the proper rest, giving yourself about 72 hours between body parts within your workouts. Okay, I like to say 48 to 72 hours. I recommend 72 if you can. So, you know, and the other thing too, guys, is you don't have to be like chest today, legs tomorrow, whatever. Do like, you know, chest and triceps Monday. Maybe you can't even get to the gym Tuesday. Do something in your house just to sweat. Wednesday you go in, you do back and biceps. Friday you go in, you go do shoulders and legs. 3 days a week, as much as you can, do the best you can with the time that you have, with, you know, the schedule that you have, but just being active, you guys, putting in that time is going to deliver you guys consistent results. So just know that. And the last thing I have for you guys is, why are you eating the meal that you're eating? I ask myself that all the time. Is this going to fuel me and take me next level in my results and in my progress towards where I said I wanted to go? Like, what purpose is this meal serving me? If you guys really think about that, you'll think twice about what you're grabbing or what you're eating. And what I can tell you guys is I use about 3 solid food meals a day. So like chicken, eggs, oats, green beans, stuff like that. And then I use about 3 shakes a day. Maybe 2 healthy meals and a bed mix, or 1 healthy meal and 2 bed mixes. So just know, you guys, for me, I would not be in this shape if it wasn't for Herbalife products, because there's no way I'm eating chicken and spinach every day. No way. Cookies and cream? Heck yeah. Mint chocolate chip? Heck yeah. Pralines and cream? Yep. No doubt about it. And it's going to give me abs, and I'm going to feel great, and I'm going to be able to help everybody else around me. You're dang right. So that's what I got. Okay, now you guys, we're going to bring up a couple people that are going to talk to you guys about coaching basics. Understand, you coach everywhere in your life. You coach your kids, you coach the people at your work, you coach, maybe you have clients you coach. We're always coaching, and what I can tell you guys is the level of skill that we coach at equals the more of an impact that we make. So learning how to have basics in coaching is super important, and having stuff that we can be applicable with and we can apply it into what we're doing is incredible as well. So right now, you guys, I'm going to bring up my good friend, Carlos Prieskorn and Sean Hadkey.
How you guys doing today? So hey guys, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Carlos Prieskorn. When I got started on Herbalife, I was really depressed and didn't know what I was going to do to get the weight off, and got on my nutrition program, found this community, and just fell in love with everything that I was becoming a part of. And as a result of that, I've been sticking around now for 3 years and just love every single bit of being able to get results myself and then help other people get results as well with our amazing nutrition program and our healthy active lifestyle events. So it's absolutely phenomenal what we get to create here. But what I want to do is I really just want to take a second and introduce Sean. Sean has been working with me now for about a year through JJ's organization. We've just become really great friends. And if I could say anything about Sean, it's his dedication to excellency is huge. Like, he goes the extra mile to make sure that he's taking care of his clients, making sure that they're getting great results, making sure that if they're having a rough time getting results, that he's there to support them. And he's just like lock solid on becoming friends with them and almost taking them on board like they're a brother or a sister, and making sure that he's taking care of them like family. So without further ado, I'm going to give over to my good friend Sean.
I've been a coach on Team Herbalife for coming on 17 months now. It took me to a really dark place to finally be like, all right, I'm going to give Herbalife a shot. So since that time, 17 months ago till now, I've been able to drop 17 pounds of body fat, gain back 16 pounds of lean muscle in the process. And so what I really also want to do is I want to talk to you guys about my good friend Carlos here. First time I saw this guy on stage at my first event, I was like, man, like, look at this dude. And I didn't want to speak to him because I was all intimidated, but I'm very blessed that I've been able to become such good friends with him. So I want you guys to really get present with us when we get into this thing. Get your notepad out, get your pens ready, and be present with us, because the things that we're going to be able to share with you guys can really help every single person in this room. So with that, I want to give it back to my good friend Carlos.
Thank you. Alright, so we know there's a couple different types of people in the room today, so I'm just going to give you a little bit of coaching on how to listen. For those of you guys that are new to the Wellness Workshop and you're here to learn how you can get better results and take your next level results, or maybe this is your first time at any of our events and you're just like, I'm curious about how to get results, I encourage you to listen to what Sean's going to tell you about how to take personal coaching on for yourself. Like, how do I coach me to be the best me I can be and get the results I want to get? And then for those of you guys that are in the room and you're like, I want to impact my community so strongly and I want to make sure I'm helping people get phenomenal results, whatever that is for them, take into consideration what Sean's saying, but also listen to a little bit of what I'm saying on the why and the how-to on for a couple of things. And then, you know, that's just going to really set you up for, as a coach, what do we say and do to help those people that are in the room right now get those results? Like, how are we going to hold their hand and pull them up with us so that they're getting phenomenal results, okay? So this are the two types of listening. If you got it, say I got it.
Got it! So guys, for things to change, you must change. So that change comes from a decision. So you all made a decision to be here today. So give yourselves a round of applause for that. I'm speaking to the people who might be a little bit newer, kind of checking everything out. So understand, guys, why or what are you looking for? What type of results are you looking for? Whether that be losing weight, whether that be gaining that little bit of muscle, whether that be that digestive problem, or your sports nutrition, whatever it is, get clear on what you want and then understand why you want it. Why do you want to lose that weight? Some of you might have a wedding coming up. Some of you might have that big game, or you're starting practice sometime here soon. Some of you just want to feel better. So understand, why do you want these things that we're telling you about, and get real clear and focus on why you want it.
Yeah. So for coaches that are here trying to make an impact with people, it's our job to help people come up with those answers. I remember when I first got started, I didn't know why I wanted to lose weight. I just knew that I didn't like where I was at. There was no real reason for me to do it. I just didn't like it. And it took my coach really asking me some key questions like, what is this going to do for you? What is this going to do for your family? What type of lifestyle are you going to be able to have when you lose the weight? What is it going to do for your friends and when you go hang out with your friends? Like, what's your environment going to be? Like, I really had to peel back the onion through my coach asking me questions, why, how, what's it going to do, for me to be like, okay, yes, this is what I really want to do and this is why. So as coaches, it's our job to bring those questions to the table and help our clients peel back that onion until you get to the root of why they really want to get the results that they want to get. And it's so powerful that once we find that, we empower them to actually get those results.
All right, guys, so what we want to focus on here at this point is accountability. So documenting your journey. So whether you're new or whatever it may be, documentation is key. We have a saying here of, if you did not take a picture and post it, it never happened. So for you, if you're just starting out on your program, or if you're just starting out on your journey, take a picture of your first meal. Take a picture of your first shake, whatever it may be, so then you're posting it on Facebook or whatever like that, so the entire world knows what you're up to. So if you start to slip a little bit, and then your friends see you the next day, like, oh, I seen you posting about this and that, what happened? Oh, wow, I should probably get back on that. Okay? And then making sure that you just sit down and write a list of goals. And I say goals, not goal, because whether you want to lose 15, 20, 25 pounds, let's just say 20 pounds, once you hit that goal, you still have the rest of your life. So what's going to go on after that? So once you create a list of goals, just like whether if you want a car, once you get that car, you still have the rest of your life to live on. So write down every single thing that you could possibly think of. And what I kind of told our people the other day, it's okay to be unrealistic about your goals, whatever it may be. It was unrealistic to think that I could have a conversation with my grandma clear across the country on a cell phone 50 years ago. Now it's just like, oh, hey, grandma, what's going on? So create a list of whatever goals that you might have in your mind.
Yeah. So on the coach's standpoint, like think about that, documenting the journey. I love Facebook and social media for this. It gives the coaches a couple avenues to really get to know their clients and really help hold them accountable. So let's say that I go home and I post my results because Sean's my coach. I put it up on Facebook. It's my first before photo. I'm super excited about the results I'm going to get. It's going to be absolutely epic. Thank you, Sean Hadke, for taking the time with me to do my wellness profile today. And then Sean goes on and becomes my friend, and now he's helping hold me accountable. Super proud of you, Carlos. You did a great job today at Fit Club. I can see you getting the results that you're going to get. I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to see you on Monday. He plugged me to come to the next event. So now I'm coming to the next event because he called me on it. And a couple of my friends are like, what's this thing on Monday going on? I want to come with you because this guy just made you sound like you're super awesome. And I know you are. But I mean, a stranger telling you you're super awesome, maybe I'll come hang out with you. And then keep that journey going. If I'm at Fit Club, Sean's like, dude, like you totally smashed it. You were doing great at Fit Club. You're looking leaner and fitter than ever before. It's only been day 7. Go put another photo up and put it side by side. Like I can tell you're leaning out. He's promoting me to go put those photos up, and now he's commenting on it. People that I made friends with in Fit Club are commenting on it. My friends that aren't coming to Fit Club yet are commenting on it. Like, what are you doing? You're getting amazing results. So now, for somebody who's looking to get results, mind you, I'm not a coach, I'm just a client. I have support coming in from my coach. I have support coming in from my friends at Fit Club. I have support coming in from my family and friends that are not part of Fit Club yet. And I'm getting all this support, and it just goes to help keep me on track, because now I know that I'm getting support from lots of different areas. And let's say I skip a day or something. Sean's going to private message me and say, hey dude, I know you didn't put your before and after photo up this week. How's it going? I didn't see you at Fit Club. He's going to draw me back in. Other friends that I made at Fit Club are going to be like, dude, we missed you at Fit Club on Monday, hope you're okay, can't wait to see you at Fit Club on Wednesday. They're going to pull me back in. My friends and family members that were not in Fit Club yet, they're going to be like, hey, what's that Fit Club you're going to? I think I want to come this week. They're going to force me to go because they want to come now. So from a coaching perspective, it's very important that we edify them on Facebook or social media and get them to consistently be posting things so that we can become better connected with them and build that relationship. And then from the goal setting that Sean talked about, it's super important for us as coaches to do that as well. There was a point in my Herbalife journey here on my nutrition program where I fell off the bandwagon for a good 30 days. And had it not been for my coach following up and following up and following up and following up, I probably would have not been successful whatsoever, because I was not going to weigh in, I was not returning phone calls, and it came to a call that I got. She's like, I'm just really worried about you. These were the goals that you said that you wanted to accomplish. And by like the 3rd goal that she listed on the phone, I was like, oh my God, I gotta get back. And it was an emotional thing for me because I got the results left in. So.
Next, guys, you want to lock arms with your coach. Okay? locking arms, getting in complete student mode. And I will empower you guys to understand that it's okay to be chomping at the bit to talk to whoever's got you started on, whether it be any events, your nutrition program, wherever it is. You should be chomping at the bit to text your coach like, hey, I made my shake today. And then 2 hours, 3 hours later, hey coach, just had my snack. Understand, guys, that you're not bothering anybody. The thing that makes Herbalife so fun, simple, and magical is that you're not just going down to the store, or the store in the mall, or wherever it may be, and getting some products and then having nobody to show you how to do it, nobody to hold you accountable, or anything like that. I love, personally, all my clients, when they text me, like, yeah, I just had my shake today. Hey, I just lost 3 pounds. And I didn't even say anything to them. My phone, I wake up, I got 6 text messages, I got 7 voicemails, like, hey, this is amazing, this is amazing. And then understanding and doing all the things that your coach tells you to do, and they empower you to do. So the meal plan that they set you up on, are you taking everything like they directed you to, or are you getting upset when you don't do everything for 3 days and then wonder why you haven't lost any weight? Okay, so be chomping at the bit to come to your coach and talk to them. That's what we're here for. We're here to help support you to get everything out of this experience that you want and then some.
Coaches, we gotta give them the bit. If we don't give them the bit, they ain't gonna chop. So for your new people, they're not gonna know to do this. So what I do in the morning with my new clients is I wake up and I send them a picture of my shake first. And after doing that a couple of days, they're like, I'm gonna beat you in the morning. I'm gonna get up about half an hour before you do, and I'm gonna make sure you get a picture of my shake right away, and my tabs, and my tea, and like they start to do it before. That's how Sean's getting people to do it before he even wakes up. Because he's starting to do it to them first, and they're like, I got you, bro. We're gonna play this game. Same thing with the meals, you guys, whether it's a small mini meal throughout the day or their main meal if they're doing a weight loss program, whatever that is, taking pictures of the meal and sending it to Sean because he was doing the same thing for them. So it all starts with us giving them the carrot, giving them the bit, and like, oh, I see how this game goes. I'm gonna start texting you what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, all my shakes and all my tabs that I'm doing as well. And then they really do feel like they're part of a partnership because now they know that Sean's still working on his personal goals, I'm still working on my personal goals. They're very different goals, but we can move forward together. That's what people want to do. They want to lock arms, just like Sean said, and move forward together.
All right, and then the next steps that we have for you guys is picking 2, count them, 2 events a week that you come to. Just simply picking 2. We want to invite you out to this community. We want you to be a part of the things that we're doing. We focus, yes, as coaches, we help you with your 80% nutrition. But where else in the world, it doesn't matter, your skin, your background, whatever it is, everybody wants to feel like they're a part of something. You guys already showed up here. You're officially a part of our community. Everybody wants to feel like they're involved. So you can come out to a free event twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, whatever you want, but just a minimum of 2 events. I would empower you guys just to come out, work out, come stretch, come play dodgeball, whatever it is. Just get with the person who invited you here and figure out what you're most passionate about. Come work out, come hang out, come be a part of our community, and we can all just have fun together.
Yeah. Coaches, that's so important for you guys as well. I recommend that we pick 2 events, and they're the same 2 events every single week. If you want to do more, great. There's a couple different reasons though. So if I'm going out inviting, and I'm inviting to a fit club on Monday and the wellness workshop on Thursdays, that's all I want to be inviting to. Because, hey, I'm going to see you at fit club, hey, I'm going to see you at wellness workshop. Versus if I'm just scattered, hey, every 3rd Thursday of the month I'm at the wellness workshop, and every 2nd Monday, and then the 4th Monday of the month I'm at the fitness club. Like, who's going to remember to come meet you? They're like, I don't know what you just said. Like, so you want a consistent schedule so that when you're inviting to what you're going to be at consistently, and therefore you're consistently inviting because it's the same 2 things at a minimum that you're always inviting to. Now on the flip side of that, once you have a client who's coming and they're like super amped up about that Monday night fit club, but you're not there all the time, who are they going to build relationships with the most? We want to become friends and family with our clients. We want to be the ones building the relationships with them initially. And then we want to create a bigger family and a bigger web of community within our organization at these fit clubs. So by us becoming their best friends first and really getting to know them, we now are empowered to go out and introduce them to other people and feel confident that who we're introducing them to fits with their personal goals, fits with their background, fits with what they're up to in the world, so that they can have friends that are like, yes, these people that I'm meeting at Fit Club are exactly the type of people that I want to be around, therefore I'm going to keep coming. Thank you so much for being my friend and my coach and coming every time and supporting me at these Fit Clubs as well. So for those 2 reasons, you consistently want to have the same 2 events every single week. If you want to go to 3, 4, or 5, go for it for some of you full-timers. But for some of you guys that are just getting started, the same 2 at a minimum every week.
Alright? So then the next thing we need you guys to do is just get with the person who invited you here and just set up a wellness profile. And why we set up wellness profiles is you guys can come here and for free, you guys can get your numbers, where you're at, how much bone mass you have, all that stuff. You can get that for free. You can figure out your numbers, you can help set up the nutrition plans that we're talking about, and you can also, along with what I was saying about 2 events a week, you can get a complete schedule of what we're doing written down, and we can figure out, and your coach can figure out when exactly to meet you here, and if it need be, come here and meet you a little bit early so that they can introduce you to everybody else in the community. So just next steps, just get with the person who invited you, like I said, set that wellness profile up, and then we can really get things going.
Yeah. Coaches, for me personally, what Sean talked about in the beginning through this whole conversation and what I've been talking about through this whole conversation, that's where it all happens in the wellness profile. In the wellness profile, we're going over the whys, why they're looking to get the results, what that's going to do for them or their family, what that's going to make them feel like once they get those results. That's where we're becoming Facebook friends. We're pulling out our phones right then and there. That's where we're all of a sudden taking the before photo. Great, we're going to get you started. Let's post it on Facebook. I'm with you. I'll tell you what to put on the Facebook post. That's where we're getting the calendar of events together. What 2 events are you going to come to this week to get massive results at? These are the 2 that I personally plug into. If you'd like to, I'd love for you to come to those 2 events. So whatever that is that they're looking for, everything that we just talked about, it all happens in the wellness profile. So make sure that you're getting to know these people, you're plugging that into the events, and you're just massively working the wellness profile, the event cycle, and staying consistent with your actions.
All right. So the next thing we're going to get into, guys, is just the impact that we're able to make in the community. So if you were chosen before, we'd like to hear 3 stories, 3 impact stories from some of the coaches here in our community. So if you're some of those 3, would you come on up?
3 pre-selected in the pre-meeting. Run. So what we want you guys is your name, who invited you to come down and check out what we do here at the Answer, and then what your actual impact was afterwards. Go.
I'm Sophia Chiana. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Mike Dykstra invited me, my coach, here to the Answer. A little about myself. I was born with lung disease, and so my goal is to gain weight, gain muscle, lots of energy, be able to breathe better, those types of things. I was able to gain 6 pounds of lean muscle in 1 month, and just all around have more energy, be able to do things that I was never able to do. I was struggling just to literally do everyday things. And so I was looking at double lung transplant and everything just in May to be able to live longer. So with my results and things that I'm doing, I was able to impact one of my great friends in California. And she is now she also has cystic fibrosis, and she's doing wonderful. She gained 4 pounds this last month, and she has her doctor's appointments next week, and she can't wait to step on the scale with them and just show them that she's all around feeling better and is just loving what everything, the community and everything else is helping with.
2 claps.
My name is Jessica Quick. I'm from Waterford, Michigan. I was brought to this wonderful family with Mahomes, and I'm just so forever grateful for this. So my quick story is that I was able to lose 20 pounds and drop my pant size from a size 12 to now a size 4. I am so much more able to play with my kids full time, and I'm going to be here for a long time. My impact was that my husband saw my results and he decided to get on board. He lost 48 pounds, and we're just having a great time.
2 claps.
I'm Steven Kilianchuk from Cleveland, Ohio, and I was invited by my coach, JJ Mikowski. And he got me started on my personalized nutrition program, dropped my body fat percentage from 14% to 6%, ignited my passion to live a healthy, active lifestyle, and gave me confidence to talk to people in the gym. So I talked to my good buddy Tristan in the gym, got him started on his plan. He's down 20 pounds now, and now he's actually impacted his mom and got her on a plan, and she has lost 12 pounds. So those are my results.
2 claps.
Hey guys, Justin Barnes, Midland, Michigan. I'm here because of Daryl Gooden, my personal coach and great friend. A little story about myself. Starting on my Herbalife program, I was able to drop 14 pounds and 8% body fat. Really the big impact is what it did for me. It gave me hope. And like other athletes and everyone in here, we're in here because of purpose, because that's what he means. purpose. 16 years of football, 16 years of team sports, being in a group of people. When you lose that, you don't know what you're gonna do with your life anymore. You know, you wake up, you don't want to be up. You know, and I don't know anywhere else where I can feel this comfortable with a group of individuals that I've never met many of them before, but I feel so comfortable. And right before we sat down, I was talking to Mike, and he told me, "I know we're gonna do it. Put your hand on your heart." You feel that? You feel your heartbeat? That's purpose. Thank you.
2 claps.
Awesome. Hey guys, I'm Jeremy Salford. JJ invited me, and I got started with Herbalife 26 months ago, and I've been able to lose 20 pounds of body fat while putting on 15 pounds of muscle. So you heard them talk about you can cut up and build at the same time. It's so possible. Everyone told me I couldn't do it. I proved them wrong, but I did that, and the best part about the results was the body and everything was awesome. I got abs and everything. It was cool, but it was just how I felt. Like throughout the whole entire day, not just before workout or after workout, but how I felt throughout the entire day, and then how that was coming off upon people. And one of my impacts was I was able to help my mom lose 28 pounds in her first month and a half, and she's been able to keep that off for a whole 2 years, and how she's like functioning and working at her work, which she works in a factory. Her joints and everything feel so much better, and I just absolutely love my results.
What's up, guys? Coach Anthony. I've been taking the Herbalife products for about 2 years now. Before I found this community, I was invited by Chuck Mikowski. I was a three-sport athlete in high school, played baseball in college, always super skinny, couldn't put on any muscle. Long story short, I was able to put on 20 pounds of muscle in my first 2 months, was absolutely blown away. Since then, I've been able to gain 30 pounds of muscle while dropping my body fat like crazy. So it's just been absolutely incredible, and like Jeremy said, it's more about the way that I feel now and that confidence that I had with my physique, and just seeing the progress of what I was putting into the gym, actually seeing the results, just ignited my passion for a healthy, active lifestyle, and like I said, the confidence just all around in my life is really what's changed. And I absolutely love this. I love sharing my results with other people and helping continuing to get results so I can continue to impact, and I love my results.
Ready? Yeah. So, listen, so you guys know the deal. 80%, 20%, 100%. Mindset! So here's what you want to write down. Mindset drives the bus. Mindset drives the bus. How many of you guys ride motorcycles like me? I'll get back into that. I've been staying off that with all these little kids, but man, I'm itching, guys. You gotta have a crotch rock. It's gonna be killer Herbalife green right out in front, right? And we'll brand it up. My leathers, the whole thing. You guys will see me riding down the road. Streak of Herbalife, man. So when you're learning to ride a motorcycle, how many of you guys ever learned to ride a motorcycle? Raise your hands high. Good. Got some cyclists. Okay. So for those of you that have never learned to ride a motorcycle, and it's different if you're a passenger on the back. This, what I'm telling you, doesn't apply. You do the opposite, interestingly enough. But when you're driving the motorcycle, I'll never forget, I'm in California, active duty Marine, and you have to get this license thing on your, this cycling credential, I guess they call it, on your license. So they have courses out in town, and you got to pay, and then the base hosts one for Marines to get bikes, and it's a little cheaper and stuff. So I took the one on base. The very first thing they taught us, before they even put us on the bike, we're not even on the bike, we're in the classroom, like this. And the very first thing they taught us, other than protect yourself and don't be riding around without helmets and all this stuff, and be smart. The very first coaching thing they gave us, to get this, was wherever your eyes are looking, the bike will go. Let's think about that for a second. You all can try this in your car leaving today. Only try it for a second though. Make sure there's nobody around. I'm disclaiming the heck out of this, okay? We're being videoed. So I'm not recommending you do this, but you might want to try it in a safe environment. How's that, Jeff? Did I do good with that? Yeah. So think of this. You're driving. I'm on the bike, okay? I'm on the bike now, and I'm cruising, and I want to turn right. Here's how you do it. First, the head. Then, the bike follows. It's very important. There's all kinds of lessons there, and there's natural law being exposed. Here's the law. What you put your focus on, you move toward. What you put your focus on, you move toward. It's a physical law, just like the sun comes up in the east and sets in the west.
So just like the motorcycle, where you put your eyes, the bike will go. Where you put your thoughts, your business will go. The things you think about all day long, and you do it the most, you think about them the most in terms of repetition, and you get emotional with those thoughts. Those are two key ingredients to this recipe. It's not just routely thinking. It's not standing here saying, I am this, I am that. That's powerful, but it doesn't even compare to, I am! Emotional. You see it, you feel it. I could run the President's Team movie of me getting my pen over and over and over. I heard the song that was playing. I saw the lights and felt the heat on my face from the lights. I saw all the people. I looked down and I saw a manicured thumb put that pin right through that $1,000 suit or whatever. Right? Like Mark used to love that. Well, she said, I can't wait till you guys are President's Team, Anthony. I can't wait till you're up here putting that pin through that $3,000 suit. And I'm thinking, $3,000 suit? Still don't have a $3,000 suit, by the way. I mean, wow. So understanding that what we think about, what we give emotion to, so you get emotionally involved with this. If you run that, whatever you're, how about this, not if, you're all doing it, I'm doing it too. You can't not do this, by the way. So here's the funny thing. You've got this law in place that says whatever thought you hold the most and give emotion to, you're going to bring toward you. The law actually says, Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, says it this way. It's law that whatever you think about must cloak itself in physical equivalent. Now, if any of you, just a minute more on this, then we're going to talk contribution specifically, but we got to get our thinking right and understand how important mindset is, okay? So I don't know how many of you, with your personal development or with your, if you're a geeky science person, right, and you like all the science stuff, if we go beyond science and we go to quantum physics, quantum mechanics, the world of Einstein, and so on and so forth, now many greats that we could quote, here's what the law, what I'm telling you, says. What we think about, we really bring about. What we think about must cloak itself in its physical equivalent. Well, did you know that that's been taught for thousands of years? We have about 6,500 years of recorded history. Okay, everything else is a guess, right? But about 6,500 years of recorded history that we can track and validate, and archaeology and all the stuff we can, So did you know that that same law has been in effect that whole time? Okay, but only in the last couple of decades have we had the technology to take what's here in some book we're reading or some lecture that we're hearing about these concepts and actually prove it in the world of science. So let me tell you what's going on in the world of science. Here's what quantum mechanics now absolutely knows for sure. They know that everything is made up of atoms. We all know that, basic science class, right? What you may not know is that beyond those atoms, down to the subatomic particle, which is the smallest thing we can get our hands on. Andrea, did you know that behind everything, this wall, this hand, this table, this bottle, everything, when we break this thing down backwards, we're left with a bunch of atoms. And behind the atoms are subatomic particles. And guess what the subatomic particles are doing? Vibrating. And guess if we look one layer deeper than that, what do we have? You ready for this? Proven science. Beneath the subatomic particle that's vibrating, what do we have? Mike, do you know? You may not know. I'm not putting you on the spot to know the answer. Here's the answer, write it down. I mean, blow your mind. Nothing. Nothing. Science now says there's nothing. And then all of a sudden, subatomic particles appear, they're vibrating, they take atoms, and they take form. That is literally how it works. So if you're thinking about something, causing a vibration, from nothing, here comes the subatomic particles, here comes enough of them to build an atom, here comes enough atoms, and now you're driving that car. You're helping that person, you're wearing that pin, whatever you've been running. It must cloak itself in its physical equivalent, every thought. It must. Just like the sun must rise in the east and set in the west. We just can't change that. Right? So understand that this thinking thing is very important. Okay? Casper, right here, is the biggest switching station and the only one you'll ever need. This controls everything in your business. What you're thinking controls everything. Controls everything. And from that, that's like the cellular nutrition when we're talking to a client. Isn't it true that anybody 18 or up, you know, maybe in their 20s with Cell Activator, if they're just a client or a member just getting around us. For us, I know no matter what our age, we're on, you know, core products. But sometimes, you know, younger, you don't need the Cell Activator until a point, right, where it'll be beneficial. I tell everybody to take it, but if they're concerned about money and they're young, you know, maybe we replace the Cell Activator with something else. We're getting shake and vitamin for sure. But let's say, just like on my display, shake, vitamin, Cell Activator, we call that cellular nutrition. What I'm telling you is what I just gave you is the cellular nutrition for your mindset. We can give you all kind of tips about contribution, about other things, but if the foundation is not understanding what we've just gone over, you're only going to get limited results with this at best. It must be understood that this is the switching station. I protect it at all costs. Everything that gets deposited here, I'm a vanguard. I make sure I'm not around anything that is taking me away from what I want. In my house, there's no TV. I've had several people in this room that have lived with me for long periods of time. They can attest to that. The TV I watch is I DVR something that I'm interested in, and then I watch it and fast forward through every commercial so I can do an hour and 40 minutes. Who's with me, right? But it's not like The Simpsons, and I can't even give you relevant shows. I don't even know what's on today, nor do I care, okay? I said Simpsons, right? Where have I been? Is that still on? Is a show? Good Lord. See what I mean? Who's watching that? Right? That's not getting us where we want to go. So my point is, you be a vanguard. Before, it's kind of like I went from before Herbalife, everything that was happening just went in, right? I mean, I'm around you guys, I'm out here, I'm there. Whatever's happening, books, music, people, it's happening to me. It's happening to me. Now, 20 years later, after learning this stuff, for 20 years been working on, no, I choose what things to put myself in. I don't just let it happen. So many conversations with you guys, you had to limit your relationships. Who's had to limit some toxic relationships since becoming a coach? And if you're not raising your hand, you're just lazy or lying. Or it ain't happened yet, but it will. So look around all these other people. So here's the thing. If we become what we think about, here's the next thing to learn. Write this down. Environment is stronger than will. Every time. Now, there's some super special people. I've learned how to overcome some environments and let my will shine through, but not everyone. So you can get better at this, but realize environment is stronger than will. So why would I put myself in any kind of environment if it's truly stronger than will, and all the discipline I can muster, right? And some of you look at me and go, Tim, I wish I had your discipline, you know? That's a strong suit for me. I have tons of other areas I wish I had your stuff. Trust me, okay? But in discipline, that area is high on my list. And probably the Marine Corps and coming from just my mom raising me and having to grow up earlier, all those things probably contributed to that. I can have the most discipline in the world, but I promise you, at some point, environment will overcome will. It always will, okay? And there's so many different tests. You can Stanford, Harvard, Yale, some very Ivy League high-level schools with psychology and psychiatry departments. They have done these studies and they've shown, they've taken the Anglo baby born from a beautiful home, loving parents and all that, taken the white baby, put it in Asia around parents that aren't around and don't care and whatever, and that baby becomes exactly what that environment is, nothing to do with the DNA it came from. Down to language, mannerisms, culture, everything. You become your environment. It's factual, okay? Problem is, write this down. Be careful, it happens gradually over time. That's a behold and a beware. The behold is, it happens over time. So be patient. The beware is, it happens over time. So be patient. It's both. You got to give it time. Some of my awesome Gen H'ers here. One of the things that you guys meet too, when I started at age 23, it was, I still want everything now. As a matter of fact, I want it yesterday. But when I started, it was like 10 times worse than at age 23. Like right now, like what's the problem? Let's go. Like, why isn't it happening? I told this guy something, why didn't he do it? Why isn't he doing it, right? Or whatever. I told my client to do it this way, what's the problem? I mean, I thought it was clear, right? So that you kind of mellow on that because you realize, Mark Hughes taught me, you have to give somebody instructions 3, 4, 5 times and let them go try it and come back and see how it went before they got it. So if Mark Hughes experienced that, I'm certainly going to experience that. You guys are certainly going to experience that, right? Okay. So with mindset, just really understand those two things. That's the cellular nutrition when it comes to personal development. One, everything I think about, I bring about. Be careful. Be careful. Number two, because of that law, I better be really careful and intentional about what I put myself around. What am I listening to? Jim Rohn says it better, Heidi, than I ever could, right? So in Jim's words, here's how he says it. Take a look at the people you're hanging around. I would expand that just through our context and say, look at the environment. Look at all your environments. Who are you hanging around? What are you being around? What's going on in your day, right? Take a look at that. And then he says, after you take a look at, take inventory of who you're hanging around, ask these questions. Number one, what have they got me listening to? Number two, what have they got me reading? This environment I'm around, this group of people. Now, if the answer is nothing, you probably better have a big clue card on that. Like if you say, what do they got me reading? These people don't even know how to read. Hello. What do they got me reading? Star Treks, The Inquirer, whatever, right? Is that judgmental? No, it's just, that's not what it's not going to get me where I want to go. It's not going to get you where you want to go. A little bit of mind candy, I'm not saying that's bad now and then. It's like a cheat meal. Fine, have a little mind candy. You know? Keegan, read the romance novel you don't want to read. Welcome to the front row, man. I appreciate it. So it's okay, like Jay said, 1 or 2 cheat meals. I would say the same thing. It's okay. Go see that action movie where everybody just gets blown up and they just spend $200 million and you get to see it for $10. Are you kidding me? Go see the movie. Okay? So do some of that stuff, but you guys understand the predominance of your environment you're going to become. So think about who are you around? What's the environment around? What have they got you reading? What have they got you listening to? And finally, what have they got you watching? And then you ask yourself this question once you've taken that inventory. 3 words. Is that okay? So this is the difference. Instead of letting stuff come at you all the time, you're taking a stand and saying, this is clearly where I want to go. And now once you put your eyeballs where you want to go and you're intentionally thinking about it, now everything can run up against that filter. Is reading this going to fulfill the promise to my family and the personal commitment I made to Mark Hughes himself to become a Chairman's Club member? Yes or no? If the answer is no, I don't care how much I want to, like it, whatever, it's not. And you've got to be, I would implore you, empower you to be that kind of a person where you can say, here's where I'm going. Everything that's happening, does it line up with this? Does this food meal I'm about to eat line up with the body I want? Does this book I'm going to read teach me the things to go to the president's team, or become a better person, or become a GET team member, or whatever, or help 50 clients, or whatever your goal is? Does what I'm watching help me do that? Does what I'm reading, are the people I'm around inspiring and encourage me and go in my direction to help me make that happen? Is that happening? If not, you got to start making some adjustments. You got to start making some adjustments. Jay, I hope you don't mind me sharing, but Jay and a lot of his family is in this room. So Jay told me that, Sundays with Grandma used to be a very big deal for the family. I can relate with that. Sundays are for our faith, for our family. I love Sundays. Unless we have an event and I'm with you guys. But it's about family, it's about friendship, it's about my faith, it's about refueling, 6 days of work, 1 day of rest. I figured that's God's plan, it's probably workable for me. So I'm not asking you to be believers, I'm a believer, right? But believe in whatever you want. But for me, looking at some different things. So what you guys want to focus on here is, just bringing it back to who are you around, being a vanguard. I think I'll close this piece of the section and we'll talk about contributions and distinctions. I just want you guys to really realize what you have and who you are. And the only reason you don't have everything you want in your life has nothing to do with lack of potential or skill. It has only to do with 2 things. Number 1, you believing you have everything you need. Because you really do. I want you all to be aware of that. Do you realize sitting here, you're not broken, there's nothing that needs to be fixed about you? Get that clear. You are perfect, whole, and complete, exactly as you sit here. The reason you're sitting here is to figure out how to unlock the stuff that's in you so that you can do what you want to do with this thing. That's why you're here. You're looking for the combinations of the lock. You've already got everything. We're not going to teach you anything here today. We're going to give you distinctions and give you combinations to help you unlock the path you need to help you go from where you are to where you want to be. And it all starts with mindset and understanding you control everything. You are a co-creator. That's the way it's set up. Believe whatever you want to believe, but you need to understand that. You have been given the ability to co-create within the parameters of natural law of this place. Why that all is, I don't know, but I do know that's the case. We're given the ability to co-create, but we are bound, restrained, kept on track with some of these natural laws. If you understand that, you look at yourself in a whole different way. And when you look at yourself in a whole different way, you can take some personal responsibility. And this is where that phrase, if it's going to be, it's up to me, right? So you've read, this is where that comes from. Like, take ownership of your potential. Take ownership of the fact that you get to create the recipe for success that you want. Take ownership for the fact that all you've got to do then is keep your goal in front of you and ask every time, this food, this book, this music, this concert, these people, is this going to help shore me up and take me toward my goal, or is it going to get me drifting? I want to be on point. I don't want to be drifting. If I drift, it takes me longer to get to where I want to go. Think about drifting down the river and motorboating down the river. You're going to get to the same bridge and take the boat out, but who's going to get there quicker? The non-drifter. Here's a book for you. I would recommend all of you read it. First, Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't read it by Napoleon Hill, you got to read it. Second, and only second, you need, in my opinion, to read Think and Grow Rich first, so don't jump ahead. For those of you that are serious students, you've already devoured that thing, you feel you've got a good understanding, you need to grab Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. It was not published until after his death, and then his wife died, and then finally the Napoleon Hill Foundation published the work. It's pretty intense. It tells you the enemy, you think whatever you want. When I say enemy could just simply be something keeping you away from your goal. The enemy's number one tactic to slow us down is to get us to drift. Drift what? Drift off your focus of what you want. Drift off of standing on the wall, being a vanguard. I'm not letting this come into my body. I'm not letting this come into my mind. I'm not watching that. I got to limit these. You're like the gatekeeper, right? Right at the door of your mind. And Napoleon Hill explains that if you're not playing that game, that you will get sidetracked and you will drift. And so can we get to where we want to go? Sure. But by drifting, it's just going to take us longer to get there. So why do that? Why take longer for your family, for your children, for your future? Why take longer? You know what you want. Okay, so does this make sense, these foundational things here?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about now, with that understanding, let's talk about contribution. Let me just pull up my notes here. So you might want to make a line, and now that we've got the basics of mindset, we're all speaking the same language, now we can talk about a specific topic within the mindset arena that I have seen, probably other than these products, make more difference in my business and in my success than any other thing. And that word is contribution. Contribution. That's what we're going to talk about. So what's the big deal with contribution anyway? And why should I care about it? Well, let me go back and kind of relay a couple things. For me, 5 months into the company, I'm 23 years old, and in my first extravaganza, in the nosebleeds, like at the arena in Chicago, like way up, right? And I hear Jim Rohn have this conversation from the stage. Never heard of Jim Rohn before, by the way. Never met him before. Met him in extravaganza, and he has this conversation with us. And the summary of the conversation was this one sentence that radically changed my life. I want to give it to you. Here's what Jim said. Service to many leads to greatness. That was like a magic, like heaven opened and the angels sang when I heard that. It resonated with me. Service to many leads to greatness. So I heard contribution as service to others. Now we say, in a more relevant way, I think this word lands better. I think it defines what we're talking about anymore. We say contribution. So to me, service to others and contribution interchangeable. You guys with me? I first heard it not as contribution, as service to others leads to greatness. Okay? Zig Ziglar says it this way. Good buddy of Jim Rohn, right? And Zig says, if you help enough other people get what they want, notice where the priority is. If you help enough other people get what they want, AKA contribution, service to greatness, service leads to greatness. If you help enough other people get what they want, what you want is automatic. Just figure out how many people do I need to help to get what I want. And go help the people. And take the focus off what you want. Focus on each of them. By doing that in a pure way, kind of like in church, you guys, any of you that are believers, you know, they pass the plate. And they, in good churches, right, they don't guilt you into giving. You know, they just pass the plate, right? Some people put in, some people may take out. I don't know. So it's contribution. It's giving to something. So understand that this thing changed my life. Service to others leads to greatness. Help enough other people get what they want, and what I want will automatically happen. The key, though, is like the giving. You can't be giving, the preacher says, by thinking, I'm giving so I get blessed. Here's my coin, I get blessed. It's the wrong reason behind the giving. You're thinking of you still. It's kind of false, isn't it? So take it out of church. We don't care about that here. We care about that concept, though. It applies. You're not contributing. It's kind of like, where's the place of contribution coming from? You're not contributing because you know the law. And the law says if you serve others, you'll be blessed. That's true. But you're not doing it for that reason. You're taking it on a higher level, saying, hey, do you realize I would love if we had time to have everybody stand who had a part of putting this on today. You would be blown away to see the level of contribution it takes to do this. Starting from our trip to California 5 weeks ago, all the way till now, and here we are demonstrating the events. If you would look at all I think you can imagine, many of you help in your clubs, at events, STSs, you know what it takes, right? So you're contributing not for what will get you, you're contributing because this is the vision you have, and you go, if I don't contribute, and lots of us don't contribute, we ain't ever getting this. So contribution is necessary to build something of greatness. Write that down. Contribution is necessary to build anything of greatness. And if you have this mindset, cell nutrition attitude, these couple things I gave you in the first 10 minutes, plus this distinction of contribution on top of that, here's what I'll tell you. You're winning. You're winning, period. How do I know? I took this on, and I went at age 23, 7 to 10 hours a week from a Marine Corps barracks. 2 years later, I'm a millionaire team. Okay, and now the amount of income I make is ridiculous, but I want to point this out when it comes to contribution. I'm wearing a $200 watch, and I bought my mom a house. You get it? I'm wearing a $200 watch, and I bought my mom a house. That's contribution all the way through. That's not contribution just to sit here. It's I am building this very business so that I can make gigantic contributions to my children, my family, and my community. I gotta have a fat income. I gotta have a freed up calendar. How else am I gonna make an impact? How else are you gonna make an impact? You gotta take care of the two problems, time and money. We gotta solve that so that your time is freed up, so you have plenty of money to do the things you want. For who? You? You know the last time I bought a new suit? Me neither. I couldn't even tell you. But I can tell you the last time I invested money in this club for what we're doing here. I can tell you the last time that I did something for my kids. I can tell you the last time I did something for my wife. I can tell you the last time I did something for my mom. I cannot tell you, without being hard-pressed to think about it, when's the last time Tim took all this fat money he's making and did something for himself. Now it happens, but people usually have to remind me and force me, you know, because you need to do that, right? So I need to work on that and do a little more for myself. What I'm saying is that's a great place to be, isn't it? And I'm not elevating me. I'm just saying there's so many of us in the room that get this. Contribution's the key. Let me close with this one thing. Let's talk now, let's dial in contribution down to this $5 model at every event. So pay attention. This is critical to the philosophy you're learning. So first of all, you should pick 2 events a week to support and come to no matter what. 2. If you're a coach and you're building, 2. I'd love to say 1 physical and 1 social event, but it depends on your loop and your club and your community, what you got going on. So think about this. Everybody brings $5. Every health coach, guests are free if you can do that at your club, and then the second time they come, they bring the $5. So everybody's bringing $5, except the brand new people. Okay? Why is that? Do you understand what it costs to produce what you're sitting in? Do you understand the money it took to build what you're sitting in? Do you understand the money it takes? We just dropped $1,500 to expand our sound system. $1,500 in one thing. Where do you think that money's coming from? It's coming from 2 places. Coaches paying every month a little bit to work out of the community, Because you guys don't want to pay $3 grand a month for this, do you? Who'd like that bill? Who's contributing? I'll give it to you. Oh, so $20, $30, $50 a month, $200 a month, whatever it would be, based on your level of income and tag team. Each club does this differently, but that's one level of contribution. You're saying, look, if all of us chip in a few dollars, collectively we can have this. But what one person can do this? You gotta get rich first to do this. I didn't do it that way. I started 300 square feet, and now you're sitting in what we built. And I dreamed of it for 5 years. Got emotional about it. Now here we are, manifested in physical form. Sounds familiar. Okay? So the $5, here's the deal. You gotta get your attitude right. First of all, 2 events a week. What's that, $10 or something? Okay? But it's not about that. Listen, what's happening with the $10 is, first of all, like $3.50 of the $5 goes to make the stuff. It's not like $2 and $2.50. It's like $3.50 to make the product we're giving for $5 to our people. So the $1, $2 profit is not really profit at all. It does what we need it to do. It goes into a general fund for this place. So that when the blender breaks, when the speaker blows, when we gotta have batteries for 3 Tanitas, when the copier needs paper, you get it? This is a community, it takes resources. So we're contributing monthly to be able to work out of a place like this that we would never be able to do by ourselves. So that's one cool thing about contribution. The second thing is, you bring the $5 because A, you want to show all the new people that are coming, just like Jay gave the class, you have to have a post-nutrition thing. Like, you'd be crazy not to do that. That's kind of the feeling that we create, because all the coaches are like me. You'll see when we demo the Fit Club. All the people from Cali, all the tab team, all the people that do this already, we're going to be the first ones in line with our $5. We're going to be so jacked up about getting our stuff. So when everybody else sees that, they go, well, that's the thing to do. And it is the thing to do for their body primarily. But secondary, there's about $1 or $2 in there. So now that can flow to the club, like in DTLA, which what we did here. They're building a movement. They don't have a club. They meet in the park. And they do the $5. What part of that $5 they say in the meeting is going in this kitty so that they can open a nutrition club downtown LA. So they're pitching the vision. This is what part of the $5 is going for. So we can have a space together. We needed a major sound system upgrade. We started sharing with everybody, this is what that money's going for. It's helping things like this. Everybody gets behind that. Everybody in the community. We do need a new speaker system. You know, things like that. So that's what the $5, there's many, many levels. 1, you're getting what you need. 2, you're giving to the community. All the rest of your stuff is yours. But once or twice a week when you come to the events, everybody pays for several levels there. But the big one is, it's contribution at its highest level. It's contribution because now we have the ability with some cash to be able to expand. And it's not, Daryl, you need to put $500 in, and you 500 right now, 500, because we got to do this. See, that never happens. You've just got this money happening. And then the group of leadership can get together and decide, okay, yeah, we need a couple new blenders, we better spend it on that, and this, and that, and whatever. And then we just keep going. So always have, right? Doesn't any business want to have a little cushion? That's basic accounting. So that's all we're doing there, but it's doing so much more, okay? So I'll close with this on contribution. Understand that involvement leads to commitment. And commitment leads to consistent contribution. So let me say it again, involvement. Me. Involvement leads to commitment. Commitment leads to consistent contribution. Involvement leads to commitment. Commitment leads to consistent contribution. And let me show you something to close this, okay? Angela Kaufman, please stand up. JJ Mikowski, wave your hand so people see you. Okay, let me think, who else? I want to use 2 or 3 examples here. Let's use these 2. I could use so many others, so don't be offended that I'm not calling on you. Okay, you see Jay over there, okay? And you see Angela here. Now in the room, I believe those are one of the biggest millionaire team check in the room right now, and I believe one of the biggest get team checks in the room right now. And I want you to see something. Are these 2 people beasts? Yes or yes?
Yes.
I don't think they believe you. Are these 2 people beasts? Yes.
Yes.
Listen, I trade places with either one of them. They're heroes to me, okay? If you look at the size of their checks, let's go backwards. The reason they have such huge checks, building such huge teams, by the way, up line, down line, this is one line, so this is very interesting how it duplicates. So from myself, through Eric, Rita, Ange, Jay, this is a line, okay? And isn't it interesting? Fattest get fattest meal team checks at the moment. Biggest royalty, okay? I want you to understand that in this whole room, they've got the biggest checks. They're impacting the most people. You can do it too. You just need to do what they're doing, so no problem. But one of the reasons they have the checks they have, I don't know. I am hard pressed to look through my thousands of contacts. I am hard pressed to find people like this that contribute as much as they do. Jay is the king of contribution. Nothing would be happening in Cleveland or Grand Rapids without his leadership and then all these amazing leaders he's built. What happens in this club, so many amazing people. Gosh, I see Chris up here, she could be standing. I could just go along, so please don't be offended. Shelby, I'm seeing all these faces that are like this, but I'm just using one example. Without the level of contribution from her, and she's got a full-time job, and she's a full-time single mom, and yet she's contributing probably more than anybody in this club, and isn't it interesting? She's impacting more people, and she's got a bigger check than most people. Jay, the same way. Contribution, massive. Check, massive. You get it? Contribution, impact, check, dreams coming true, all that. It's totally related. Service to many leads to greatness. Focus on helping each person get what they want, maintain a pure mindset, keep the garbage out, keep the weeds out from growing, weed the garden when you need to, when you realize something's popped up, and focus on contribution. It starts with the $5 shake at the event. It starts with the pre-meeting that you guys saw, me. Like before they finish, you're volunteering and you're teaching your squad to do the same thing, all right? So this is huge. It's absolutely the reason. In 2 years, I was eating the products like a maniac. I was doing my plan like a maniac, and I was focused on contribution like a maniac. And in 2 years, I went from broke with just a dream to $10,000 a month, retiring my mom, being able to send money down to my dad, right? And getting this time and money thing off the table, solving it. So never again would I have to worry about that. And these things I've given you here today, are the keys to that. So I hope this has been helpful to you guys. I want to bring back our awesome hosts to tell us what's going on. So let's see, where are we at? Nathan and Dave, you guys there?
Thanks, Sam. Man, wasn't that amazing? I was back there. I left my notebook in my chair, so I got all these little scribbles on this piece of paper and take the notes, right? So first of all, just the piece on impact, on contribution, mindset. Thank you for that, Tim. It was amazing. I think everybody else out of these scribbling notes like crazy. So what Dave and I want to do here to close things out, first of all, I just want to share with you, we kind of talked about what happened with ourselves on the products, what happened with ourselves on as far as getting our nutrition plan dialed in, getting the best shape of our own lives so far. And what happened because of that is what I want to share with you next. The impact that occurred because I decided I want to get in the best shape of my life, right? Now I'm sitting here 35 years old, way better shape than I was at 20, 25, any age that I've been, I could listen, I'm better shape now than I ever have before. So that's great, but the reason why I'm so fired up to stay in great shape and to keep, on that journey to get better and better is because I see how it can affect other people, and I've seen, once I was able to do that, you guys realize how many people I had coming to me saying like, man, I've always been underweight, how the heck do I gain weight, right? So that makes you feel great. Like, I love helping people lose weight. I love it. It's a passion of mine. We've helped, as a community that we built, we've helped our community lose over 40,000 pounds.
Yeah.
It's amazing, but even more so when it's a personal thing, like I was underweight, right? So that really tugs at my heartstrings, right? So when I have somebody that I'm able to help put on 10, 20 pounds of muscle, man, that really fires me up, right? So just think about the result that you have already, or that you're setting out to get, the result that you want. And think about, what you can do to change that and then pay that forward, and how amazing you would feel once you're able to pay that forward. It's pretty unbelievable. So now I just pass the day.
Yeah, so for me, guys, again, I just want to edify Nathan. A coming into the business, him and his wife Michelle have been huge inspiration to me personally and a lot of our group. Just the fact that they've had such an incredible impact, they're in such amazing shape. But we heard about the extravaganza. Brad Harris said it. Like physically, they look incredible, and mentally, they're incredible also. And just the fact that they can raise a beautiful family and they have that time freedom, and it only comes to the fact that they said yes. They took these products like crazy. They made a commitment, and they made a commitment to impact other people and give them the lifestyle and give that gift away. Is incredible. So for me, guys, the impact that I've been able to make. I'm 22 years old and I'm completely independent as far as the income I can make for my business. And for me, it's absolutely amazing growing up with a family who struggled a little bit for stuff. And we heard from Tim a little bit about what's coming into your mind. And for me, growing up, it was a lot of, we can't afford that. And what do you think money grows on trees and all this kind of language, right? It was unfortunate, but it wasn't anybody's fault. It was just what I was around. And for me now, guys, the impact is absolutely incredible. And I was able to get one of our coaches, Dominica, on a product and a product plan, and she lost 5 pounds, transformed her physique, and took her to a place where she became a professional fitness model. And that also led to Yana, who's in the room today. And Yana was suffering from some skin issues before Herbalife, and she was also a model. And she was told, and I hope Yana's okay with me sharing, she was told that, listen, you can't model because of your skin. And I'm sure a lot of people have seen her skin results. It's absolutely amazing. So the fact that Yana's lost 10 pounds in the best shape of her life is so confident now, right? The numbers are incredible, but the confidence that she breathes now and how she can tell people she loves them as a beautiful, independent woman, simply because I said yes, and it's not me, it's just the vessel I was able to give. And for me, the income's incredible, but it's what you're able to do with it. And for last month was my little brother's birthday, he's my wife. And
yeah.
I think it's real. So I was able to take him out and buy him a pair of shoes. And he asked me, woo! He asked me, how much can you spend? And I said, don't look at the price tag, just get whatever you want. And I don't know if he's ever heard that in his life. And to be able to do that is incredible. So that is really what it's about, guys. And it's not about the muscles or the six-pack, it's about what you can do with that. And who you can be for people. So I want to bring up some of our speakers. If you guys can hold the applause so they get up here. But first up, I want to bring up Ansh and JJ. And so what I got from them, right, from Ansh, the heart health thing is incredible. Because so many times we think of weight loss, I'm using dropping pounds, right? But the heart health thing, the September 11th tragedy every single day really got me present to wow, like the opportunity we have to give this to people. And then JJ, how real authentic he was. I mean, I live with the kids, so I get it a lot, but the fact that he let you guys know that it's okay to do a little bit of the dirty stuff, as he said, but make conscious decisions to go in the direction of your goals.
So Sean Hatchie and Carlos Priestorm, both incredible coaches. Come on up, you guys hold your applause so we get everybody up here. But Carlos, let me just say something about, first of all, both of these guys. That section was incredible. The coaching, right? The health coaching section that they did, just to remind you, number one, for people that are not coaches that are in the room, just to be able to apply that to your life, how to coach yourself to be your own self, how to coach yourself for success in whatever area of business that you work in, but then also just the specifics that you guys were able to break down is unbelievable. So, unbelievable speakers. Thank you guys for that.
Right, and then Tim, there he is. Hey. So what I got from Tim, guys, is obviously every time he's up here he delivers, right? But one of the coolest things was the cellular nutrition for your mind. That was, a distinction that I got. And then when we talked about the environment is more powerful than your will, and he linked that to contribution. So think of the environment in the club, And if we all contribute, we're going to be around a better environment. And the better environment around, the better our thoughts. And the better our thoughts, the better our results. So the more we contribute, eternally, the better results everyone will have because it's about the bigger group. So for me, that was a huge takeaway. Thank you, Tim, and great job.
Thank you.
So guys, give our speakers a round of applause. Is a quick Q&A. We've got a few minutes here. So for everybody that were the speakers today, we're gonna like about 10 minutes or so of question and answer. So not everybody at once, but raise your hands if you have a question for anybody up here.
And you guys can ask questions that would normally be asked in a wellness workshop, or you're here to get trained, right? So you may have questions on what you just saw. Right? So just make sure before you ask any questions, you know, whether you've seen it or not, I mentioned it in the contribution section a little bit, that you have a phone call for the wellness workshop. You have an outline that we were all going by today available to you. And soon you'll have the video of this. So you'll be able to do all three things. So nothing here is happening by chance. We have an outline, we're operating, we're like dead on with time perfectly. So I just want to congratulate all of the trainers for that. And so you guys will have all that, but maybe you have some questions about what you've seen, because we're about to break, go to luncheon, and start another completely separate event. So here we are, a wellness workshop. Can you imagine doing this once a week instead of your HOM? 90 minutes is all this stuff, by the way. Typical HOMs are an hour. So it's not that big of a difference. Pre and post meeting, sure, on either side of it, takes it longer. So just be in that frame with us. Maybe that'll help with your Q&A for anybody. If it does, I hope that makes an impact for questions and stuff. So anything, you guys got all of us, this is a rare thing. Look at the people standing up here to have us all cornered for 10 minutes. This has never happened, I don't think. So it's pretty rare. So this is your shot. Any questions? Yeah, I see one back here.
And so the model is that even though the topics will go up to 80, 20, 100, but they'll be different to keep people coming back.
Exactly. Yeah, anybody can take that. I'll just answer quickly my version of that. So you have, when you look at this outline, there are 3 20-minute sections. You saw them here. And without going over what those are, you have, so from your upline leadership, each community, each club, each area will decide, you know, what are some key things we want in each of these 3. Those are fixed. But really, probably 15 to 18 minutes of the 20 minutes, here's a couple things we want you to land, but then you do it however you want. So nutrition and fitness could be Jay and Ange, like you saw it, and then the next time it could be, we're talking about carb cycling, we're talking about color and protein, whatever we want to bring in, and that's why it's different. So just like an STS where I show up and I learn something every time, I come to one of these every time because I'm going to see different people featured training on different things. That's the other distinction is we bring people into these trainings. We bring people up. So for instance, people don't get to hear from Christina Inclon much in this club, let's just say. But she's powerful and we're grooming her up and she wants to contribute. So maybe we have her do one of those 3 sections and we bill it that way. You got to come here from Christina Inclon, new mom, tearing it up. So she's promoted as a guest doing the section. So you have the content of the section and start using inside. Also, I could bring Nathan down to say, we're having Nathan McCone do mindset. How many would show up for that, right? So you guys get it. So we'll start cross-pipe. So does that answer your question?
Phenomenal. Thank you.
Men, women, anything else to add to that?
The reason that's so powerful too is because one speaker, let's say myself for example, because of my personality type and the way that I do things, I can only impact about 25% of the room because they have the same personality type as I do. So it's very important that we rotating speakers for all the sections consistently. That way the whole group within, let's say, a 4 weeks period of time is getting something from different people. So the way that I do things will only relate to maybe 25% of you, and those 25% are going to leave here powerful. But because Nathan does things very differently, and he's doing, let's say, the basic coaching next week, there's another group of people that are going to hear things completely different and take things away again. So as a result of that, yeah, the retention rate is higher because more people are plugging in because they know they can pick and choose what they're going to hear. What's also really cool is it is new information. It's not like a set plan where the HOM is done the same way every single time and it kind of gets dry. This here is like new every single time, so you never know what you're going to get, so you might as well just show up.
Very good.
Awesome.
Good. Does that answer your question?
No,
Anybody else on distinctions there? Good. Mike, did you have a question?
No, I was just the
Time?
mindset with Nathan. I was shocked with.
He's the only one that raised his hand. Thanks for your contribution there. See the impact on there? You guys see him? Next question.
Just let us know who you're directing the question to.
Okay, great. So this is not an event question, but we had a great mindset section and Tim recommended 2 books. I'm always looking for more personal development and mindset development suggestions from powerful people. So I was wondering if each of you could share one of your favorite mindset development, either audios or books.
Cash Flow Quadrants by Robert Kiyosaki.
Cash flow?
Cash Flow Quadrants.
Yes, just want to start now.
I mean, for me, it was when I needed to just get like going again. I bought the ET audiobook, or the Success audiobook.
ET is who?
Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. That's just something that I love to. And the app you can download on.
Say it again, I didn't hear that.
You can download the ET, the hip hop preacher app for iPhone or whatever phone you got, really. It's completely free. It's just something that if I need something real quick, obviously I read different books, but if I need something just right then and there, I can just download and play that.
If you guys aren't familiar with Eric Thomas, he's definitely, like Carlos was saying, the personalities. So like Sean resonates with lots, but Eric Thomas really speaks to him. So one of the keys is, I think, as we all go through, you're going to find things that just resonate with you, just because of your personality. And I know for Sean, a lot of you guys, Eric Thomas does that. So
It's a good space to start Gen H off with personal development. Perfect. Just to get them started.
Good tip. Ange?
All right, so especially with coming off the mindset, one of the newest books that I read, and I'm recommending it to everybody, is called Daring Greatly, and that's by Brene Brown, so it's B-R-E-N-E, Brene Brown. It just does an awesome job at putting you in a space of being transparent and vulnerable, and allows yourself to grow in a very positive way in the business, but also just all relationships in your life. So I absolutely love that book. And then also a newer thing I just finished that was so powerful was The Dream Giver. And pardon me, but I cannot think of.
Bruce Wilkerson.
Say it.
Bruce Wilkerson.
Right, Bruce Wilkerson. So I have that going in the car, and then just finished up with Daring Greatly.
Kill it. What you're seeing too, look at Michelle's question. Everybody's answering with the kind of things that they need. Like Ange just revealed to you, Daring Greatly spoke greatly to her. She'd have to say that, but that's why she's recommending it. You guys get it? Right? So you're going to hear the different personalities too. For me, thanks Ange. For me, it would be The Science of Getting Rich. It's free. It's by a guy named Wallace Wattles, W-A-T-T-L-E-S. It was written before the copyright law. So you can go find the PDF ebook and download it for free. There's no cost. They can't charge for it because it's pre-copyright law. So The Science of Getting Rich, what it does is it teaches you the natural laws. So it's like a teacher sitting down and saying, okay, here's gravity, and here's how it works. Do you understand? Yeah, got it. Okay? And this and this and this. So it goes through several laws, so you understand that they're operating. I talked about a little of that in the contribution section, the mindset section. And then to learn how to apply all of those things, definitely tribal leadership. So Science of Getting Rich, to learn the laws so you can use them. And then tribal leadership, how do we create this? How do we build a winning organization? So there's my two.
One that I think a lot of personal development stems from, it was written a long time ago, James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. It's a short read, but you probably only want to read like a couple paragraphs at a time because it's like super weighty, awesome stuff. And yeah, I love it so much. I read a couple sentences to my son every night, in addition to his bedtime story.
Awesome. Who's the author?
James Allen. As a Man Thinketh.
Very good. It's all from the As a Man Thinketh in His Heart, So Is He. That one verse, the pocketbook came from that. Expands on that. It's incredible.
For me, one of the ones, it's an audiobook and it's written out. It's called The Power by Rhonda Byrne. If you guys have seen The Secret, she's the creator of The Secret, so if you guys exactly what Tim spoke to, what you think about, you bring about. But she speaks to it on another level about what you give out, just your vibrations and what that comes back to you. And then another one is The 4 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. And he also wrote The Mastery of Love and The 5 Agreements, so it's kind of a series. But The 4 Agreements is something that really resonated with me. It's just like tangible things you can use. 4 agreements that you kind of make with yourself that allow you to be a better person in my opinion. So.
Awesome. For me, there's actually 2 different types of personal development that you can be doing to grow your mind. The first is really developing a faith and a belief habit for yourself. So for me, just really gaining understanding of what I was thinking and how I was applying that was The Secret and The Metaphysical Secret. Both of those you can download on YouTube and watch for free. So that's more the belief side. The second side of personal development for me is developing skills that will allow me to become more valuable in the marketplace that are skills that I don't currently have. So when I first got started, the number 1 book that I recommend everybody read because it's such a difficult topic is How to Invite. And so the book that I picked up was 100 Ways to Talk to Anybody. I don't know the author, but it's a nice bright yellow book. And it gives you 100 different ways on how to get into conversations with people and actually develop a relationship with them so that you can then in turn invite them to whatever your event is that you're bringing them to.
So The Science of Getting Rich, The Power and Mastery of Love, The 4th and the 5th Agreements are my go-to books. So I'm sorry, I wish I had a huge bang to end it all, but they totally got it. So, yeah, so for me guys, The Science of Getting Rich changed my life. That's where everything happened for me in my business. It's a more simple read than Think and Grow Rich, but it's kind of the same type of stuff, just shortened. I listen to it every night while I sleep, and I listen to it all day long when I'm driving, when I'm just doing whatever, when I'm cooking, when I'm packing. I just play it, and it just takes my subconscious always. And The Mastery of Love just as an athlete, focus on being competitive all the time and stuff like that. The Mastery of Love just helped me love myself and understand that it comes from within, self-love. And then once I had self-love, the 4th and the 5th agreements were huge because I could extend that love outwards no matter what. No matter whether someone shows up to an event or not, no matter if someone follows doing what they said they're going to do or not. The Ruby in me wants to like grab them and be like, what are you doing? But then the Mastery of Love just helps me love them no matter what and really apply all that. So those are mine.
Yeah, I think that's all the time we have for questions, guys. If you guys have any individual questions, just grab one of the trainers today or sometime. So Nathan's just going to break this down with 3 steps that you guys have coming out of this event.
All right, guys. So, man, powerful event. So you probably have like 3 different things that could be going through your head. I'm going to outline them here so you're really clear about your 3 action steps leaving the wellness workshop tonight. Action step number 1. Maybe you're just sitting here going, man, I don't know about the nutrition plan or about, really like impacting people, but I love the energy of these people. I love being around these people. I want to go to one of those events that they keep talking about. If that's you, then great. Talk to the person that invited you here. Just let them know. They'll give you the details on the next event that they're going to be at so that you can go with them and really check it out. And of course, the next wellness workshop too, right? So that's action step 1. You could be a action step number 2 person where you're like, yeah, that sounds cool. Of course, I want to check out those events. I also want to really find out about the nutrition plan that they keep talking about because I'd like to get in the best shape of my life. If that's you, get with the person that invited you here. They can do a quick health profile on you and get that nutrition plan dialed in for you. There is the 3rd option where if you heard, yeah, of course, the events and how fun those sound. Of course, the action plan or the nutrition plan, if that sounds like something, of course, that you're going to do. But also, you heard people talk about the impact that they're having. You saw, Dave, get really emotional about the way he was able to help out his little brother like that. And if you're like, man, how do I do that? How do I have impact like that around the people around me and my family? If that's you get with the people that invited you here, tell them that that's the step you want to take. So those are the 3 options. So with that, guys, what we're going to do.
Carlos, give it up for Carlos!
So the number 1 thing for the post meeting, it really is a celebrate and create meeting, and it is just that, to celebrate and to create. There's no agreement, I agree, we should do that. This is just a way for the people who are running the meeting to get feedback from everybody who participated at every single level, what we want to have happen next time. Not guaranteeing that's going to happen that way, but we're going to take that back and we're going to discuss it with the leadership afterwards. So there's no agreement, it's just this is what I loved, and this is what I think we can create for next time, okay? So starting off with the pre-meeting, celebrates and creates.
It's awesome. Smooth.
Awesome. Number one, create, and this we will implement, is instead of me, for the person that's scribing, I can't type me, but I can type your name. So if I'm volunteering for something, it's Carlos will do that, Erica will do that, Sean will do that. So make sure you're saying your name instead of me. Cool?
And by the way, as Carlos is running, if you're running the pre-meeting, we have a list for you. It's in the outline that we've already provided for what positions you need. But what's happening is, like Carlos, you see him with his little device. Whoever's doing the pre-meeting, you have all your roles listed there, like in notes or email or text or something, so that as what Carlos is saying is Jay, okay, so he types JJ right there by that thing. So literally you have a list going into the meeting of who said they were doing what. So it's not just chaos, like who's doing chairs? Oh, John, all right, let's go. Right, we can grab John. So, great.
Yeah, and it's nothing too fancy, you can put it on any phone. Okay, so if you have a phone, you should be able to run the pre-meeting. Celebrates and creates. For our hosts, give it for Nathan and Dave! Celebrates and creates.
How did it feel?
Yeah, we can. How'd you guys feel?
Felt good.
Yeah.
Felt, it was like, you know, a little bit like I obviously know everybody here as a coach, so I was like, you know, felt like I was just pretending, but.
Pretend well.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I felt good. Sorry, I got a little emotional. I felt good there. I mean, Nathan, you did great too. So that felt good.
Awesome.
I just had something for the room, just a little bit louder towards the end, Dave. Because when you're getting clear, that's just how you are. You get clear, so you get more soft-spoken. But just a little bit louder because the back of the room, just with the room, just a little bit louder, but it was fine.
Just celebrate for Dave, dude. You don't have to apologize for that. Yeah. You had people tearing up before you even said you were tearing up about it. That's like a superpower. I don't know how to do that.
That was like massive connection with people. Can I just say, when he gets quiet like that, that really focuses people into what he's saying. So don't take that away too much. Just making sure the people in the back can hear you. But when you got quiet like that, like everyone like laser focused on you. So it was good.
I love the fluidity. I like the idea that they were volleying back and forth, and it was seamless.
Awesome. Nice job, you guys. Going to Nutrition and Fitness, we got JJ and Angela! JJ and Ange, how'd you guys feel? Great.
Fantastic.
Yay! Anything else you want to share?
No.
Okay, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
Anything else you want to share?
No, just grateful for the opportunity to do something I love to do.
Awesome.
Carlos, I got it. It's
Yeah.
and just 10 minutes, just so I have the 10. I just had to shorten my section because I had like 7:30, but it's okay. Just
It's
so you know,
your
just so for next time, so when you
Yeah.
prep, just so that person that's prepping with you, they don't have to shorten their section.
Right.
That's all.
I like the hands-on ball thing you did.
Okay.
Can you speak up?
I like the hands-on ball thing. I'm a nurse, and so I do a lot of education at my office. And some people are auditory and they can listen to you talk, great, no, and others are like, what kneecap? You know, I've got to get out a kneecap and show them and pictures. So to have a visual and an auditory and feeling sensory was great. I like that all wrapped into one.
Awesome. Any other celebrates and creates? Awesome.
I just got one. Really
Yeah.
2 full pages of notes, a page from each of you. So you've been doing it so long, like I loved everything you said. Took great notes on it. It was beautiful. Thank you.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful. Awesome. Yeah.
Basics for Successful Coaching, Carlos Priestcorn and Sean Hecky.
You know why I'm here, like everybody here is a coach, so with me, my part was tailored towards speaking to new people. It was a little awkward, but I like it.
Awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think that working with Sean was very simple because we meshed well like that. So thank you for being able to do this section with me. And then as far as like the energy that you guys brought, like you could hear a shift in your attention as we went from new member to coach, new member to coach. Like you listen differently every single time, which was super powerful for us to hear that. So any other celebrates and creates?
I just want to say that I like the fact that you guys were back and forth. There was no hole in the middle, and that caught my attention. So I like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
More
I like
conversation.
I love in each section the different personality, like, because there's different personalities, you guys targeted that for different, how you are, how you receive things, and I think that was really, really powerful. Like Angela, like I'm her personality, so I really connected with how she was presenting, like I love that different back and forth.
Awesome.
Carlos, I have a
I was saying, it just seemed like it was more of a conversation than a presentation, the way you two were lobbing back and forth.
Yes, yes. To build off of that, I have a celebrate for you. Like, I think one of the most odd, like, I got more clear today watching you, and it's something now I'm burning into my brain to try to do. You are fantastic at listening to the person that's going before you, and then when they stop, like, your mind thinks so quick how to segue that into what you want to say, so you don't just start talking. It's like you're so awesome at taking and building like a bridge then into what. So as a speaker, like I was taking notes on how you were doing that. It was fantastic.
Last one.
Like when Sean said you went back to the
Speak up.
basics. When you went back to the basics, as Sean said, sometimes, I mean, we're fairly new at this still, less than a year. That basic is repeat, duplicate. So I like hearing it over and over, even if it is something from the basics as a new coach might hear. I think some of us are still learning. We need to hear it again and again. Thank you.
Yeah. Give it up for that section. Mindset section. We have Tim. How'd you feel, Tim?
So just a quick create, Carlos, and this is more for the Cali crew because we got to edit some of this stuff. So Mike and I, where's Mike? Beast of a man. There he is. So Mike came to me afterwards because when he showed me my time at first, it was more than 20 minutes. So in the outline, he was going by the outline we put out to all of you, and he brought up a point, so we'll fact check this, that the wellness or the mindset section, it says 30 minutes on the outline we may have published to you. That would have been a typo. So each of these should be 20. So there was just a little snafu with our time. I went about 3 minutes longer than I wanted, but I was going off of Mike's clock, which was longer than it should have been because he was going off the outline. So we just need to go back and correct that. Small little fix. And we can talk about mindset or any one of these sections for hours, right? So it's always the challenge of get it down to exactly what we want and deliver it. But that little snafu with our outline, other than that, I felt great. I hope it was impactful. And again, just think about all the new people and the new coaches hearing mindset every week and hearing something different, right? What would it do to help develop the minds of all of our people from the events coming into the workshop? Even before they could be a coach, they're already getting this mindset development. They've heard these key things. So I really, kind of like Sean said, I was trying to deliver it, like they told Jay, make sure it's applicable. Don't make it all about Herbalife. Like, yes, because you're a coach, you can take these things and use them, but the guest in the room could have taken those things, hopefully, contribution, and taken it back to their workplace or to their family. And that's the key, is that all three of these sections are to be, yes, Herbalife, but Herbalife's almost on the back burner. It's something else, So I hope you guys felt that today in mindset. And again, I was trying to communicate that. So thanks, guys.
So this is